Welcome to Loan Officer Success Live, sponsored by Premier Lending, the show where the mortgage industry's top players pull back the curtain. Your host, Devin Dubuc, sits down with industry leaders, top producers, and game-changing mortgage tech innovators, all sharing their unfiltered strategies, bold ideas, and proven secrets for success. Get ready to take notes, think bigger, and play to win, because this is Loan Officer Success Live. Welcome back to LOS.Live. I'm your host, Devin Dubuc, and I've got returning co-host Jerry Holcomb. Jerry, my man, you have got some all-stars, just rock stars in the house today. Who'd you bring along?
Absolutely. First of all, I would like to introduce my team here that we've been seeing in different training biz. Ashley and Michelle. Ashley and Michelle do real estate, and they also do training for agents and people out there, and are amazing. Man, if you ever get a chance to go out and see them live,
or like just now, jump on IG or YouTube.
You're gonna love what they do. So say hi.
Hi. So I'm Michelle. I am a broker for the last, 20 years.
Feels like 72.
Feels like 72.
Yeah.
Especially this summer. And I shifted into coaching recently. And now I've got my amazing partner here, Miss Ashley Gentry.
Let's go.
So, I am also owner of a boutique brokerage, and I've been doing that about 20 years myself.
That's great.
And love to take my passion and my craziness on the road, as Jerry was talking about. Started a podcast with this amazing woman over a year ago, and we've become fast friends, family, colleagues, and are trying to take over the world and help one realtor at a time.
Amen. I say that all the time, by the way. I think you stole my line. Yeah. Save the world one home buyer at a time.
Yeah, there you go.
I say it literally almost every episode. So
I'd rather do 40 at a time, but that's not working. So we'll do one at a time.
Yeah, one at a time seems to work a little bit better.
Yeah.
So better customer service, repeat business. People love working with you. It's just,
I don't know that I love working with them at this point, though. So maybe that's.
That could be.
Are we going there with that?
Is that why Michelle is your partner? That's
yes, she is. Yes. That's the funny thing.
She loves working with them.
Everybody thinks she's the nice one, but she's real mean too behind the scenes.
I can be mean. I can be mean. I can be a little rough around the edges.
I love it though.
Yeah.
That's good though. I think
we have a blast. We complement each other well.
Yeah. So you got to have that. You got to have that balance, right? At the end, there could be a little sweet, but at the same time, it's business, right?
Absolutely.
Like, we've got to know when to push all in. So,
yes. Yes. And I think in the market that we're in, whether we're in the broker role or the coaching role, it takes both.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I'd love to get to know you guys a little bit, because I know you have an audience, but I don't know who in my audience knows who you guys are. So who wants to go first?
I'll go first for a second. So second generation realtor myself, watched my mom get licensed when I was 15 years old. And she got her GED when she was, I think, 16, 17 years old. So to watch a woman go from housewife to #1 rookie of the year,
rockstar,
and do that was really inspiring. And just like any good mother, she wanted something better for me and begged me not to get into real estate.
Don't do it.
And I'm extraordinarily defiant. So I said, okay. And I got my real estate license. So here we are 20 years later. And I think it's worked out, because now she's like, man, that corporate world isn't looking too great. And I'm highly unemployable. Right. I think we all are. So then fast forward, also wanted to be a conduit to the real estate industry. And we see a lot of change. And so I'm the immediate past president of MetroTex, which is the Realtor Association here, the largest one in North Texas, and now even going to be even larger, because we just brokered the largest organized real estate merger in the country. And so we'll be nearly 40,000 members. And what that really honestly means to your people is the fact that we're actually redeveloping the value proposition of what a realtor organization does to realtors and to our lender and affiliate community. We need to be that indispensable resource for technology, training, community, offices, everything we can do. So, so that's really exciting. And then that's where the passion turned, because I got to do a lot of work at the association level. And obviously the settlement changed a lot of things.
Yeah,
and so, so through that, just realizing that there are a lot of people that are fear-based, and they need people that are informed and know what's going on
They do.
to breathe some truth back into
Amen.
their world. So I like to do it on a higher level from that standpoint, because I do not want to do independent coaching, and that's where this amazing woman comes in.
Yes.
But that's where my passion to train and empower and encourage has taken me, and so it's been a wild ride, and still going to continue to do more on that stage.
It's about to blow up, right?
It should. Yeah.
I think this is where you drop the mic and just walk out of the room.
But my work is done this week.
I've done what I can do.
It is Friday,
Yes.
but that just means we're starting. So,
Yes.
but Michelle,
Yeah.
right? So, you have a story as well.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear a little bit of it.
Okay, great. So I have been in the industry about the same amount of time, 20 years. I decided to quit my corporate job to be a stay-at-home mom. That lasted about 2 weeks.
Not happening.
Not happening. God bless Lucas, my middle child, but I did not want to stay home with him. I very quickly realized that. So I got into real estate because I thought it would give me flexibility.
That's what they always say. Flexible like a pretzel.
Yes. So super flexible, working 24 hours a day.
That's it.
Building a career as an entrepreneur, but I fell in love with it and never looked back. Became a broker. And then around COVID, and really it had kind of started before COVID, but really at COVID, I decided I don't want to lead a team anymore. I don't want to do all of that. I would rather coach agents. That's the piece I love. I didn't love the piece where I was dealing with all of their problems and then bringing them up into success and then them leaving. So I love the coaching piece.
Yeah, that made me real bitter.
It made me
I
angry.
stopped sponsoring agents because of that too.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yeah.
But I did love the coaching and training piece. And as a female, I was brought up, by coaches who were fantastic, but they were males. And so they couldn't quite understand the piece. No offense, guys.
It's okay.
But they couldn't quite
None taken.
understand the piece where, I need to set boundaries and do all these things. Okay. But I also have kids and I have these things going on. So, got into coaching from that perspective. And I'm just super passionate about helping women and men build a business they love and still have time for the life they love. Yeah. So really teaching people, especially as the world is changing, the market is changing, that you can have boundaries, you can be an entrepreneur, and you can build a great business.
And man, does it feel good to set those boundaries
it does
and
feel
enforce
good.
them.
It does feel good. So yeah, I'm just out here rocking and rolling with Ashley, and we're having a great time.
That's killer.
Yeah.
I can feel it. I can feel
we
the
love it.
passion. I feel the
Yes.
energy, and I absolutely love it.
So so on our podcast that we do each week, Winning Women's Wednesday, I coach Ashley, and she doesn't do anything I tell her.
That's our stick.
That's our stick. And
it's like a live coaching session.
Exactly the opposite.
And it just implodes on camera.
It's beautiful.
And it's lovely. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So tune into that.
Yeah.
What's the name of the podcast again?
Winning Women's Wednesday.
Winning Women's
Yes.
Wednesday. Where do we find it?
Apple, Spotify, all your favorite
Everywhere.
spots.
Yeah, it's on all the networks. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. And I would love to hear Ashley not doing what you want to
Well, I'm sure you will.
I think I'm her best test case though, because if she can coach me and it's not always successful, but we've made progress.
That's huge.
And then she can coach anyone.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
This
you're
is
the,
true.
You're the test study. If it worked for Ashley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I also
I
tell
can teach
people.
anybody.
I also tell people you don't have the benefit of having a best friend that's an amazing coach. So you have to hire her.
Yes.
Or you
This
got to
is
choose
true.
your friends better.
Yeah, choose better friends.
Yes.
Well, and I think it's important to have a coach, right? I think, in any, I don't care what industry you're talking about, right? If you want to be at the best of your ability, you always need to be surrounding yourself by people that are just a little bit more qualified than you are, right?
Absolutely.
And if you look around the room and you're at the same level as everybody in there, you're probably in the wrong room.
That's one of my favorite quotes. I absolutely love that because it is so true.
It is.
So true. And I think that we don't recognize that sometimes we have to change rooms throughout different seasons in our life.
Yeah.
Well, when we talk about this, I mean, you grieve those times because you think there's something wrong. And then you go, oh, this is my separation season, right?
Yeah.
I have to go through that
That's it.
separation season. And I kind of going through a season of that right now and trying to figure out, and we're believers and everything else. And I was talking to my husband last night. I said, whew, this is tough. And I know we're going to get on the other side of this, but God is separating us because he's got a lot bigger plans. And we've watched him do that in different phases of our life. And so now I get excited when I start to feel things shifting and changing and everything. Cause I'm like, oh, he's separating me to level me up.
That's it.
And I'm really
100%.
excited what that looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that you said that. I actually recently went through a shift as well. Right.
Yeah.
And at the beginning it hurt, you know, I was thinking, man, this is stuff. This is my mentor and we're separating and I don't really know how to feel about it. Right. Yeah. And then I entered a different room with a different mentor and I realized this is a level up, just like you talked about. Right. And it's like, okay, this is the next chapter because, you know, just like you guys, I coach and I lead others. Well, I have to be at the best of my ability so that I can give them the best of me so that they have that opportunity to grow.
Sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
And if I'm always in the same room with the same coaches, how am I giving them what's freshest, what's newest, and what's really going to move the needle?
100%. This is why I joined with Devin, man, is because I've had coaches and they say the same thing, but coming from him, they come in.
Yeah.
And I can feel that. So it's really, it's powerful of that transition. And even in our industries, both sides, real estate and lending, times have changed. I've been in this for over 22 years and I've seen these cycles.
Yeah.
But every cycle, even though the cycles, but they're different. The game is changing all the time. I mean, back handwritten notes is still good, but social media, coming out and doing this, letting people know who you are as a person is really important. And that's what the way you guys come across 100% is real.
What's authentic and genuine. Yeah.
Well, that's why we laugh. So I'm the slightly mouthier one of the two of us. She's edgy, but I'm mouthier.
Yes.
So sometimes she's like, Ashley, but
We've got a censor button over there, Ashley.
That's all right. But it's funny because but I'm the same person on the podcast that I am in the real estate deal, that I am at church, that I am at the bar.
Absolutely.
Like I'm going to be in church probably telling you about that amazing martini that I had last night, or I'm going to be at the bar having a martini and saying, hey, what's God done for you lately? Right. And those are things and I think we're craving that in society now.
I agree with you.
Is that genuine authenticity.
Yeah.
And that's why the notes are great. But you can't feel somebody's energy and vibe.
Yeah.
You can't get, and we need that. You know, as human beings, we were created to do this and collaborate and build community. And so I still love notes. I started my business doing that way.
Yes.
But there's a way to level up and still do that.
And to your point, I agree. I think more and more, and why the podcasts are effective and the different types of media that we have now are so crucial is because everyone post-COVID, which I hate that term, but post-COVID, we're all truly, really craving community. And we don't know who we want to be in community with until we can establish if we feel like they're authentic.
Who do we trust?
And this is how we can make that determination is through video and media like this avenue.
That's
so
it, 100%. You spend 35 minutes with somebody, you get to know who they are, right? Like it's going to come out.
Absolutely.
And the level of authenticity, it did decline, right? Like, and there's a lot of folks out there that don't know who they can trust, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, having this ability to get out and open yourself up and show people who you really are, it's so special, right? It truly is. And the people that are going to subscribe to you, those are your people.
Yeah,
there's some people out there that aren't going to subscribe to your label.
They weren't my people. They weren't my people. We weren't going to get along anyways.
And we weed out the people that aren't.
Yeah.
Because of who we are and we're showing it. And the thing is, if you're not showing who you are here, and you guys have been the same every time I've seen you guys, the way you talk, who's doing what, the dynamics is there.
Yeah.
If we came off camera and you were totally different,
that'd be a bummer.
Then it would be a bummer.
It would.
It's like the old glamour shot pictures that were out there.
The glamour shot.
Yeah, y'all
the
remember
glamour
those
shots.
guys,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
And then you get a business card and you're talking to them live and you're looking going,
that is not.
This
this
is
is
the
a
same
bad
person.
day today.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's why this is what we're trying to do is to come out and show this is who you really are.
Yeah.
This is who Devin
Who's going
really
to show
is.
up to the listing?
Trust
This is who's
me.
going to show up at the closing
Yeah,
table, right?
absolutely.
This is who's going to be coaching you, right? Like, this is me. This is what you're going to get.
100%.
Yeah.
And I tell us a little bit, because I know that you guys are going through a training right now, and I've been following all the processes that's been going on. What kind of transformations have you guys seen with the folks so far? Because I know you're not through this whole cycle, but how's that really relating to the ones that walked in day one to today?
So I think what I'm seeing the most within the coaching program is just this. It's because there's so much collaboration that one, it's building community, which is huge. And I think that's what people have been lacking so much. But it's also sharing our stories and sharing kind of our pain points.
Yeah.
And that's made everyone feel like they're not in it alone.
I love that.
And then also something that Ashley can tell you, I am constantly attacking people about. I am finally starting to see some of my coaching clients develop systems and schedules.
That's amazing.
And daily action steps. Not Ashley.
I'm like, I don't feel convicted to do it. So
Someday maybe.
Yeah.
But definitely seeing some of the clients that have been in it from the beginning are really starting to grasp that you can do more and you have more freedom when you have a schedule.
When you build non-negotiables,
Yes.
right? And set to it. It's funny. It actually, I remember when I first did that, right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to work off of a calendar. This is what my coach is telling me to do.
Yeah.
And guess what? Jerry, do I work off of a calendar?
Oh man.
if it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't happen.
It doesn't
it's
happen.
not a real thing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
My husband knows that now. I'm like, if you want to do something or if you need me to block something off, you need to send
That's
me a
it.
calendar invite.
my wife, she literally, I get calendar invites all the time.
day.
You know, I can you talk to my wife, please, because she doesn't. I've asked her.
I've got a
that.
solution for that.
Yeah.
We build her own calendar
Yeah.
that logs right into yours, right?
Yeah,
We'll give her
I
a
know.
Calendly that goes right into Jerry's,
We
and then
got
she
it.
can
There you
book
go.
her time with you whenever she needs.
I think that's going to be more palatable than me trying to have a conversation with her, Jerry.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
you
I know.
Here's
I'm
your
so-
link.
Yeah,
exactly.
Here's the link.
Book away.
You know, it's lovely, but she's helping me. Oh yeah, we had the schedule. She is my event coordinator.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know some of the events that have been coordinated because it's not on my calendar.
Well, I think that's a you problem,
Yeah.
Jerry, and you're going to have
Good
to.
luck.
Yeah.
I know.
I think you
know.
need some time with Michelle here, right? You
I know. Hey,
Give her my
the
number.
Michelle's. It's the Michelle.
Yes.
It's the Michelle
Yes.
thing. But going back to, I think the schedules and the systems and watching her, because again, for everybody, don't call me, I don't coach. Like I'm not, that's not my thing. She loves to get in the trenches with people. And that's what I admire about her so much, because when I'm in the dumps, she's who I call, and she'll sit there with me for 25 minutes and just pull me out, and that's absolutely amazing. But we are
And
in,
I send her a bill.
and she does it. But no, it's, I think this is what we've talked about. We've all been through different markets,
have,
right?
yeah.
This is the most abusive market I've ever
It's
seen.
tough. Yeah.
And-
I'm 23 years in, so
Yeah.
I've seen it. Yeah.
So that's, I think, the hardest part is not the fact that, because it's not the volume. We're doing more volume. And in 2019, I think we sold 39 million, or 39 billion in the area.
Right.
And we're going to do like 53 billion this year.
Yeah.
So we're selling real estate.
Yeah.
It's just harder than ever.
It is.
The horrific expectations on both sides. And no matter what you do and sit there and try to coach and collaborate with your clients and everything else, they always think magically their situation's going to be different.
Yes.
And so I think we're consistently doing that. And so it's got to be hard for agents that have not fine-tuned those skills in a different market. I think almost over half the agents in the state of Texas have only been licensed since 2020.
Every time you say that, it kind of terrifies me.
Right?
And-
It's
and it
insane.
shows.
And it does.
Unfortunately, it shows.
It does show. And so
Yeah.
when I'm having these conversations, especially with my sellers right now, and I'm talking to them, and I said, don't be calling me upset when after 2 weekends we haven't gotten a contract. We're going to be more at a 60-day cycle, and that's even it. Given you do everything. Oh, what if I don't want to do all these repairs? It's non-negotiable, or I'm not your agent. Because I'm not going to pump out a product in this abusive market that I can't stand behind. So either you're going to do what I've asked you, or we're just not aligned.
This is the kind of agent that you want. By the way, if you're a borrower listening in, you want somebody that's going to tell you, because she's going to tell you how to market your property, right? And at the end of the day, if you just want to do what you want to do, it's not going to work, right?
Then why are you hiring me?
Exactly. Like
For
you
sale
want to
by
hire an
owner,
expert, right?
Yeah, and that goes for buyers and sellers too, because they both have expectations.
Sure.
Because I see from both sides of this. And we do a bridge loan for people that are trying to sell to go buy the next home. And I'm setting that up with them and their agent about, if you want to sell it in this much time frame, you need to listen to them that this is the price and what you can do it for. If you want to go here for the higher price, your time frame is out here.
Yeah, what's your burn rate? What do you got?
And-
I love that you just said that, right?
Yeah.
What's your burn rate? Because people forget about, I'm making mortgage payments to that property, right? Every single month that it doesn't sell, I'm spending money on that home.
Right.
And how long is that going to last?
Not to mention the liability. Owning 2 houses, and doing that, I'm like, no, get me out.
And the emotional frustration.
Yes.
What's that worth?
Right.
So,
Well,
yeah.
I mean, a lot of gray hair, I can tell
Yeah,
you
amen.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
To say I didn't have these when I got into the industry. Of course, I've been in it for 23 years.
Yeah, see, yeah, absolutely.
I've seen some seasons.
You had hair. I was wondering, Jerry,
I
what
had
that
hair
looked like.
back on
Jerry's
that.
actually only 24. I don't know if you
Yeah, I
realize
know.
this.
I'm
one
only
of those new
24.
realtors.
Yeah. So, but you're right. It's setting expectations, and there's a lot of them. They're still thinking that they should have bought back when the rates were in the 2s and 3s.
But you didn't.
But they
so
didn't.
here we are.
And they were upset back then because back then they were going, I'm having to pay over offer price.
Right.
And they go, I don't want to do that.
100, like
to get the
50,
rate.
100K to
And-
buy the house,
and
right?
now they're in going, I want that rate payment, but the rates
Oh, you
are
want your
higher.
cake and eat it too?
Can't have both
Yeah.
sides.
You want it? You want all of it?
And,
Yeah.
and their analysis paralysis that they're getting right now
Sure.
is they want what they could have got back then, but they don't. Now they're going to be in the same now. And now when the rates do come down, and they are going to come
It's a chase
down,
back to the market. You're going to
the
have a
rates
lot
are
of
going to
people
go up,
jumping
and
in.
there's no
Yeah.
more FHA, VA loans. Everybody's going to be over asking. There's going to be
Yeah.
no inspections. All those things are going to happen again because the demand is pent up.
Yeah.
Right.
And we need to be the voices of reason
Sure.
of this and help them to understand that you buying a house today is better than buying a house 2-3 years from now. The better time would have been 10 years ago because the equity growth would have been there. It's like planting a tree.
I was about to say.
When do you want
yeah.
to plant a tree? You want to plant a tree 10 years ago and have a great tree? You want to plant a tree today for it to grow? Or you want to wait another 10 years to plant that
Don't
tree?
talk about trees with me. I've killed 3 in my front yard already. I'm not. I have a brown thumb.
Plastic trees.
Yes. Succulents. Maybe you should try
I
succulents.
did. That's what
There
we're
you
using.
go.
Yeah, we have
Okay.
succulents now. Yeah.
Yeah.
we-
See,
there
the
you
problem
go.
solver.
We've learned. We've learned. Yes.
But this is the part that where they really need the educational
Yeah.
part. And you guys in your video podcast and what we're doing, and we're putting more stuff out for these folks so they can start understanding a little bit better because
Yeah.
they're still listening to the past, or they're listening to Uncle Bob that bought 25 years ago.
Oh, Uncle Bob, I tell you
Yeah,
what.
Uncle Bob,
Uncle Bob
you
and
know?
Aunt Karen, I tell you.
Yeah.
You know, but here's the interesting part. While we are in an abusive market, what I do see people, especially on the seller side, they are actually seeking a professional
Yes.
because they know it's more difficult. And so, generally work by referral only. But now my referrals are coming from my past product. And so it's still a referral. And I would actually much rather work with a stranger at this point because I'm going to punch you in the face if I know you're going to treat me this way. Won't I?
This is so
we're
true.
gonna
Yeah.
hold this one back.
Yeah.
There's
So-
no holding back.
No, but when a potential seller calls me and says, I saw what you did 2 blocks over there.
Yeah.
And I haven't even sold the house yet. They just said, you have the best product we've seen, the best marketing. Your staging is beautiful. I do staging on every
Huge.
single listing. And they were like, we want you. Well, guess what? That teased me up because they know my work product.
They
So
know the
I'm
value.
not having to argue that,
That's it.
right?
Yeah.
And so that's been kind of exciting to see. I've had 3 different listings come because they saw what I've done somewhere else and they said, I want you because if we're going to be in a challenging market, I need somebody
You need the
that's
right
going to
person
bow
in your
up.
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been a breath of fresh air that I'm not calling cousin Becky that's been licensed for 6 months.
Yeah.
I'm going to call Ashley Gentry and cousin Becky. Maybe you should learn from her or get some coaching from Michelle.
That's what I was about to say. Go back to the coaching side of it.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I love about this industry right now, because when I first got in 23 years ago on the lending side, there weren't great coaches at that point in
No.
time. Like we had no idea who to turn to. We just had to stumble, fall over, get bruised, get beat up, get
Yeah.
back up and figure it all out. But today we've got the Michelles of the world, right? That are there to guide you through, who's seen all those seasons
Yes.
and knows
And
how to navigate through them.
I'm
right?
navigating the market with you. I mean, the tools and tricks and action steps that I'm giving everyone are the same ones I'm utilizing in my daily real estate business. And that's what's huge to Ashley's point is the people calling her, she gets to go visit with them and she doesn't have to articulate her value.
Nope.
She's already done that. There's no cutting commission. There's no
It's your
questioning the
brand.
price. You're branding yourself. And that's what these new agents need to learn how to do instead of just trying to make commission their value proposition.
That's it. Yeah. What do I
'Cause that's
stand
the
for? What am I
quickest-
known for?
That's going to take you to burn out faster than anything.
It is.
So
100%. I'm
yeah.
in that right now with a new agent that my client, I had them all approved and they didn't have an agent, and they found an agent through a friend of a friend at a party.
Great.
That's new.
That was
the
a
one
great
to go
idea.
with.
Yeah, that was a great idea.
Very
So,
promising results here.
It was a reload sell.
Okay.
They did not know how to fill out a reload contract.
Yeah.
It took a week to get that done because they said they have to have so many days, 10 days to inspect.
Yep.
And she was writing 7. Well, they won't accept it. And it's in California. And it's back and forth, back and forth. And then I go to the inspection with them, with the agent, because I wanted to make sure what they're saying.
Yeah.
And they're asking me like, does the refrigerator, if it leaves, is that going to make, I'm like, do you have not done this before? And they brought a mold inspection kit
No,
for
no,
the
sir.
home.
No, sir.
And mold inspected and gave it to them to say, here, you figure it out. And I'm like, I'm helping them walk through all this stuff to go through all the pieces of it. And it's a challenge. I mean, I love to help everybody and
Sure.
I want them to know, but that's why I go to the inspections. That's why I do the pieces that I do, is because I want them to have as best experience as possible on this, knowing that it's a new agent and trying to help them to get better, right?
Everybody has to start somewhere, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But when we all got in the business, the brokerage model looked very different.
Yes.
The commission splits were very different because there was heavy training and systems and resources, and there was a reliance on your broker and your manager, right? And the staff there. Well, we've eaten ourselves, right? We did this to ourselves. We've said we clawed it back and clawed it back and clawed it back. And now the brokerage, profit margins are razor thin. Right. And so now they can't do the same thing. So before, you at least had a mentor, you had somebody that was going to walk alongside you in the beginning of your career. Now it's sign up, suit up, go forth and electronically fill out a contract. And I've talked about this before, especially when the contracts were changing because of the settlement and everything else last year. I said, if I were a broker sponsoring agents, which I don't, again, listen to me, don't call me, I'm not sponsoring you. But I said, I, from a liability standpoint, would not allow a brand new agent to electronically fill out the contract or send it for DocuSign.
Right.
And so I would, because you need to be talking through the offer terms with your client step by step. And so our trainers were like, that's actually not a bad idea. I'm like, no, you can't use electronic signatures until you've done this, 10 more times and you understand and have got it. Because when we started, you went over it at the kitchen table upside down.
You did. You drove over there.
Yes.
Drove and sat there with a pen and paper.
Yeah.
Yes.
Line by line.
Line by line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I got in this business, I had to process myself my first 40 loans.
Yeah.
To learn how the process of this works.
It should be done. There should be an apprenticeship or
Yes,
something.
that was the best training. And then I took a year and did closing just because I was kind of burnt out for a little bit of time and I wanted to try something else. I learned closing was not my gig, but it taught me so much about the legal side of this too. So the only thing I will never ever do is an underwrite. I will never be an underwriter, so don't. But I know enough about underwriting that I actually underwrite.
Nobody
my files
wants to be an underwriter, and nobody likes an underwriter.
No,
Right.
no.
So-
But
I like my underwriters.
You like your underwriters too?
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I hope you're watching too, by the way.
hey, our underwriters are awesome. I'm going to let you know, guys.
Okay.
Just in process.
Andrea Allison, you're my hero. So
See,
Okay, there you go.
No, they are
Heard it
really
here
rock
first.
stars
Yeah.
that we have.
Yeah, we really do have
But
great group.
sometimes guidelines change. So I'm looking for that stuff too.
Yeah.
To make sure, because I want to make sure the client is going to have a success. I don't want to put anything out there that somebody cannot buy.
Yeah.
I don't want you shopping in a car, taking people to these houses that cannot buy.
that's right.
And
Thank
I
you
have
for
a
that.
plan A and a plan B and
Yeah.
a plan C if some people, because some of them need that.
Yeah.
And so it's really more about, it's a team. It takes all of us. It takes us, it
does.
takes title. It takes everybody in the process to make this thing work.
Well, and I think that's what's amazing to your point is and my stepfather has been in lending for over 30 years himself and watching the progression of all of that. And you guys were advisors once upon a time. And now we've stripped away what people think it's just, you go a call center loan or whatever else. And I'm going to go online and I'm just going to find out who's going to poof out the best interest rate, and that's what a loan is. And it's not.
No, it's not.
And to your point, when you're even talking about the mechanics of the offer and what that looks like and giving you different scenarios, and it's like,
Consultation.
great. You saved an eighth of a point by going with that Yahoo, but they didn't walk you through. That wasn't even the right amount down you should have put down. Like that, why did that serve you in that capacity? And so I think that's what people need to understand. And I am seeing that because the market is challenging. I think it's a market of opportunity for all of us to reiterate our value proposition,
Absolutely.
whether you're at a title company, because we're seeing so much distress in the title side too, because of divorces and death and encumbrances and different things like that. So work with a stellar title company. They're not just the person that facilitates the closing, right? You know, work with an amazing lender. Make sure that the agents on both sides.
Protect yourself.
Yes, protect yourself. And have a team. Have a team that you can be proud of, that you know the bumps are going to happen, but I've got a team of solution-oriented people that we're going to figure out how to keep this moving, right?
Yeah.
That's
That's
huge.
it.
You're exactly right.
We have software that we use that when I get a transaction, I look up both sides to find out how much business they've done, what kind of business they've done, so that I know who I'm working with.
Sure.
It gives us...
It's a report card, right?
Yeah,
At
it's
the
a
end of the
report
day,
card.
you know, I don't care how long you've been in the industry, how many transactions have you actually done, right?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's going to tell me, you know, do you know what you're doing, right? And that goes back to what you guys were talking about, you know, when it comes to sitting down and going through the contract. How many have you gone through, right? Do you really understand it? And are you qualified to represent somebody yet? And if you're not, that's okay. Get training from Michelle.
Absolutely.
Right? Don't
Absolutely.
ask.
Don't ask me.
Don't ask.
But if you want to refer me to your clients, you can do that.
You got you covered. Got you covered.
But I've had agents that have been in business 30 years and they wrote a contract for someone and they use comps not on the street that were actually sold. They went across the interstate to a neighborhood that's newer and to use the comps. And when the appraisal came in low,
wonder
they
why
were
that happened.
upset. And we couldn't close the contract.
We don't tell
deal.
people what they want to hear. We tell them what they need to hear.
Yeah. So it's you guys got to be professionals. As we all have to be professionals. We have to stay engaged with what we're doing. But those are the ones that that give it all a bad name, and then it fails, and it makes the person that was trying to buy a home in the bad position. I mean, that's the hardest part, is because that's their lives.
It is.
Well, that's where the market has shifted. And we need to be professionals. We're no longer order takers and door openers.
That's right.
And that's why you need someone who really is, to your point, qualified, educated, and understands not only the market, but the forms and the contracts and the entire process.
Yeah, we're not Amazon. We're not DoorDash. We're not Uber
You don't
Eats.
want us to be.
No, you
You
don't want
don't
that.
want us to be.
You want us to
Yeah.
be the Albernays. You want us to be the Three Forbes.
Oh
you
man,
want us
I talk about that all the time, right? You know, I mean, you go. So I always like to put the analogy as you're going to go on vacation a couple of times a year, right? Are you going to stay at the Motel 6, right? Or are you going to stay at the Omni, right? Or the Marriott, whatever, right?
Sure.
At the end of the day, you're going to get the service
The service that you pay for.
that you pay
Every
for.
time. It's real simple. You get what you pay for. We've heard that our entire lives, but I don't know why in the real estate side of things. And this is what I think I was talking to you about the other day. I'm like, who thinks I'm going to hire a professional to do a service for me? And by the way, it's going to be probably the largest service that I'm ever going to need. Then I'm going to berate them. I'm going to negotiate them, and I'm going to chip away at their soul, and I'm going to see how hard they're going to want to work for me in the end.
For the most expensive thing I will probably ever purchase.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to put my family in.
I think it's more important that, it's your home.
Yeah.
This is where you're breaking bread. This is where you're having your holidays, right?
Yes.
This is where you spend all your time. Don't you want that to be a magical experience, right? Make sure you're represented well, whether that's on the lending side or on the title side or on the real estate side, and pay for the services because you're going to get what you pay for.
It's not rocket science, people.
No, you're 100%.
It's really not.
But it takes a team.
It does.
It takes coordination. It takes making sure that we're in communication. I always ask for a three-way call with the buyers and the agent at the same time to go over the loan, to go over all the ways that we're doing this, to make sure everybody is
on the
in
same
the
page.
same loop.
I love that.
Look, we need to have, seller contributions. I said, don't take 10,000, 20,000 off the price. Use that for seller contributions
leverage
to
it.
buy your rate down, to leverage, to pay the fees, because you're going to refinance in this market down the road.
No question.
Take that money that you, instead of putting it out of your pocket to do that, let's use that money. Don't take the house price down, because it doesn't make as much difference to your payment. It's what this number does. And
Well, that's a consultation, Jerry.
That's
you know,
a
you're doing a true
consultation, yeah.
consultation. You're getting to know what their needs are, and you're guiding them to the right choice for that.
whether they can pay for it. And even the ones that want to pay cash, where could you put your money to it better than leverage it and have the house do its equity position and growth and put the money in something else? Maybe even buy an investment property. Do whatever you would want, but show them there are different options and not go, oh, you asked for this. You wanted the number one supersized. Okay, here's what you wanted. Right?
Yeah. No, 100%. You're
Well,
right.
guys, I would love to keep you all here all day because this conversation has gone somewhere I didn't expect it to, but I think it's a great conversation.
Welcome to our show.
Yes, welcome.
Absolutely. And that's what it's all about, right? It's being real. And that's what we talked about from the beginning. But what did we not tackle today that we should have? What did we miss out on?
I mean, there's so much. How long do you want to stay? No.
It's still recording.
Now, any closing words, I think is probably the best way to put that,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, no, definitely. If you need that level of education and coaching and training and you're not getting that from your brokerage, you can reach out to me. And I just want to give a big shout out to Ashley and her team at MetroTex for everything they did to create the merger with MetroTex and
huge.
CCAR. It's huge.
Yeah.
So if you don't realize what all the association
You will.
provides, you need to check into that because it's huge.
Well, and that's it, right? I mean, anything worth doing is going to be difficult. And so whether it's your real estate business or it's training and coaching and doing all of that, like it's time to level up. This market, this environment has, told us that success leaves clues. Associate yourself with people that are in positions that you want to strive for. And that's absolutely amazing. And then I would just say, for anybody that's kind of wondering what this looks like, this market might be challenging for you, but, envision the business you actually want to run. And that's when somebody says, if you're talking to a new agent, what are you going to tell them? You're a business owner.
Yeah.
What business do you actually want to run? Because then at least when you're pushing through these hard times, you're that burnout is not going to be there. So
That's it. You gotta be passionate.
and so for that and really creating that and then put everything forth, it's amazing what you can do. And someone like Michelle can actually help you envision that
those
avatar.
boundaries.
Yes, absolutely. So no, just keep kicking it. Keep trying, suit up, show up, and we're all going to win.
Well, you guys definitely suited up and you definitely showed up today.
Thank you.
And we appreciate
Thanks for having
that.
us.
No, thanks for coming on. And we'll definitely have to do one of these again.
Let's do it.
I genuinely love being here with you guys today.
It's been fun.
But let's let folks know how to find you. So Michelle, when the folks want your coaching or they want to work with you, how do they get in front of you?
Michelle at IgniteYou90.com.
There it is. That's really easy. Almost too easy. And Ashley, how about you?
You can find me on socials or anything else. This is where she gets on to me. She's like, have you not put your website up or done anything? No, honestly, if anybody just wants to get more information, we're doing a lot of things together. The association is also leveling up and doing a lot of great training and opportunity for your business. So hook up with me on social media and I would love to be a conduit to help you figure out what your next steps are. You can just look up Ashley Gentry on Facebook.
She doesn't
We'll
know.
put information
Yeah, it's
in
great.
here.
We're going to look it up for you,
Yeah,
and you're going to
Ashley
see
at
it
RedBranch
across the
Realty.
bottom of the screen there.
Yeah.
Or go to the description. We're just going to have a direct link, and then you can find it. We're going to make it easy for people to
You
get to.
too can be successful and be this chaotic. So that's it. Thanks,
I
guys.
love it. I love it. Well, I can already tell you guys are going to be well represented and well coached with these two.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have to say that. If you just listen to this episode, you already know. So, well, guys, Jerry, hey, thank you for coming on the show again as well.
No, I tell you what, this is the best thing that I've done was come here to work with Devin is because
Jerry.
this is a way to share folks that I think are really amazing. I mean, I took a couple times before I even asked you guys because I wanted to hear you, make sure you was legit, just like others that I've invited on.
Legit to quit.
Well, that I could understand that your passion.
Of course.
It's passion is because passion was what got me with him.
Yeah.
So it's really, this is what we want to do. If you're out there and you're a passionate person like this, reach out to us. We'd love to get you guys out here and be able, and gals, to share you because we want to put everybody out in the best position.
Let's empower some people, right?
Yeah,
Let's
and
do
we
some
wanna empower everybody
collaboration.
too.
Yeah,
Love it.
I love it.
thank you guys for being here. And
Thank you, Jerry, and thank you, Ashley and Michelle. It's been amazing today.
It was fun. Thank you.
Yeah, no, 100%. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in as always. And you already know how to find us, LOS.Live, Loan Officer Success Live. Keep tuning back in. We're going to have great guests like Ashley and Michelle, and we may bring Jerry back in. If you like him, put something in the comments. We will keep sending these things out every single week. So keep tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks.
Bye, y'all.
You've been watching Loan Officer Success Live, where real strategies meet real success. Don't forget to subscribe now and share it with your teammates, and keep leveling up, because your next breakthrough starts here. If this fired you up, don't just watch success, go out there and build it.